Okay, we're trying this again. Hopefully the audio and stuff is good. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Hopefully I'm not too quiet. So, we're gonna try. We're gonna attempt it. Let's go. Let's turn wild sounds off just in case. Skyrim. Oh, fuck.
Philip, I come from a family who specializes in lumber.
Oh, how charming. Oh, new guests. Hello. We're just introducing ourselves. Feel free to approach.
Greetings.
My name is Vincent. I'm the host of this survey. This is Verola, Lilith, and you.
Freerin.
Freeran. Welcome, Freeran. How about our newest guest?
Pleasure meeting you. My name is Jade.
Jade. Welcome, Jade.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, aren't you the knight that we invited?
Yes, we are. Although my family particularly is a family of blacksmiths, but I took a different route.
Wow. It was very impressive showing at that tournament.
Thank you, sir. I try.
Well, don't be shy. Feel free to take any of the food that is definitely there on the table. Don't let your eyes deceive you. It's a bountiful feast, I promise you.
Excuse me, I just need to go and fix my leg armor.
Understandable. And hello there.
Hello.
Yes, I've been skulking about. How rude.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skulk about. I was trying to find the restroom, and I heard a bird say that it might be in the mage's office, if I was not correct.
Indeed, that is correct. He hasn't been doing a good work, so we put a toilet in his room.
Yeah? I guess that's definition of doing a shitty job.
Indeed, I'm glad you understand. I'm Vincent. How about you?
Nice to meet you, Vincent. People just call me Chomp.
Chomp. Oh, how charming.
Ah, yeah.
And in such a charming package as well. I can see why people are charmed by you.
Ah, thank you. I can see you give quite an aura yourself.
Aw, well, no mean to brag or anything.
Well, with a place like this, I feel like you have bragging rights.
Well, that doesn't mean one has to brag. I like to let my position speak for itself. How about that?
Ah, very true. I like that about you.
Indeed. If there's anything else you need, feel free to send a request to the maid. I will be right with you.
How far have you all travelled to get here?
Not far, I just came up from the garrison.
Ooh. I just came up with the lumber mill person.
I mean, they keep the garrison just down by the gate, so it's not exactly a trek. Even if there's a lot of stairs.
This is very awkward right now. I don't know what to do.
Man, a lively crowd.
I think it's new people. We all gotta get acclimated.
We can go around and introduce each other and give their names if you guys want.
I mean, I can
Conversation.
start off if you want.
Sure,
like-
great volunteer.
Like the Lord said, my daughter, the soldier down at the garrison. I'm about 50% sure that I was invited up here just because of that last battle.
Well, good
Not the
job on your
nicest
battle
of-
then.
Yeah, it was a battle. I don't know. They kind of all merged together after a certain amount of time.
We always want to show appreciation for the guards for keeping our city safe.
Yes, never-ending stream of bandits does that.
Mm.
Job security, isn't that it?
I'd say that, but considering how many of my mates get replaced, there's not much security in there.
Yeah, well, that's pretty fair.
And what about those of you? Sorry, I just kind of brought the mood down. What's your name?
Oh, as I said to Vincent, my name's Chomp. That's what everybody calls me. I live outside the walls, and work on a farm with my family.
Nice simple living.
Yeah, it can be. As long as, we don't get raided. Being outside the city's walls, we're not really that prioritized, but it's a living.
Yeah.
Did you meet my sister out there by any chance? I can't imagine why else you got invited. We must have charmed her somehow.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm horrible at names. Yeah, I've met
Lucinda.
you. Lucinda. Yeah, I met her actually while she was wandering about, and we got to talking, and we have some similarities. So, she invited me up.
Interesting. Well, welcome. I don't suppose you
Thanks.
get to Cloud District very often, so enjoy it
Can't
while
you
it
tell by
lasts.
my clothes I don't go to the Cloud District very often?
I mean no disrespect, of course. I'm
don't
aware
expect
that
it.
the realm would not work without people in your position.
Everybody's got to play their part, right?
Exactly. Tonight, you get to dine with of the best that the realm has to offer, so I suppose it's not all bad.
I hope you don't mind if I bring a doggy bag home for my parents.
Oh. Well, I'm sure the... What's the point? Word for it. The breach of etiquette will be forgiven for you.
I very much appreciate it, Vincent. Well, I introduced myself. I feel like we're going down the line here. I think you're next here. Red, I think?
Call me Red, you're very welcome to call me Red. I'm Lilith. I am the heiress for the local lumber company.
Oh. Aren't you guys outside the wall like me?
We're outside of the main walls, but we do a lot of business inside as well. There's a
I do a
high
little
chance
business
that
inside as well.
there's a high chance that some of the lumber in here came from my family's company. Though I can't confirm that because boarding looks we have quite a bit of history. It may outlive me.
It has been a while since this hall was built, but it would not surprise me if the wood was sourced from a precursor of your family's business.
Pretty possible. Certainly is a lot of construction, so I would assume it will be us.
Indeed.
That would next though.
Suppose so. As I've said before, my name is Jade. I am a knight. Originally, before I had my claim to fame, I suppose, in several tournaments, I was once a blacksmith. My family lives, I want to say, about 2 days on foot past the wall on a small little village called Riften. It's a family of blacksmiths.
Ah, Riften.
Beautiful place, I've heard.
If you
Never
like
been, but I've heard
woods
stories.
and creeks. It's a cozy
Sounds more
place.
like home to me.
Trust me, I visit more often than I should.
I suppose homesickness is not such a uncommon malady for knights and such.
It takes getting used to the scenery and the people.
Hmm. It is good that you visit as much as you are able to. Family is important after all.
That we
Ain't
agree
that the
on.
truth? I think it's
So
your
is your
turn now,
next.
dear.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm Freerin. Uh, I'm a couple thousand years old at this point. I'm just a mage from the continent down south. I've just been traveling.
Ah. Forgive my possible racism, but are you a high elf by chance?
I am.
Okay, good. Glad to see at least I can distinguish between races still.
Mhm.
Be surprised what comes through Tamriel.
Mhm.
I think it's the maid's turn to actually introduce themselves. I heard
Oh.
they're a maid, and I don't know their name.
Oh. Well, go on, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Greetings. I am Garance. I am a humble maid in service of Vincent.
Not just me, the entire family. But
Mhm.
currently, she is in charge of making our guests comfortable here in this party.
I am trying my best.
Of course.
You're doing a good job so far.
Pleasure.
Very comfy.
Indeed,
Acceptable.
compliment to the chef. By the way, Freeran, you've
Mhm.
traveled a lot. You must have come across many interesting sights in your time. Why don't you share some of them with us?
Okay. I mean, I haven't experienced much. I've just done a lot of travel,
You've been traveling for
mainly.
thousands of years and no experiences?
Yeah, it gets hard to remember them after a while.
Surely you have some standouts.
Mm, hmm. Come back to me in a few. Let me think.
A
Of
thousand
course.
years.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen interesting faces for many, many.
I have.
Uh, that's a lot of baggage.
It is.
Excited.
Hmm?
How did you get into the family?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you from over here.
1 second. How were you introduced to the Valentines?
I'm sorry, one more time?
How were you introduced to the Valentine?
Oh. I just kind of came across them in my journeys, and they never hurt me, so, it's a mutual acquaintance.
Miss Freeran is perhaps a bit too humble. She is quite known across the realm, so since we knew she was in the area, so to speak, we decided to see if she was available to visit us and perhaps share some of her knowledge. I believe my parents have a certain magic question for you that hopefully you could assist them with after the party. You are, of course, free to stay
Mm-hmm.
for the time that you
Hold on a
require.
moment.
Something just happened.
Hmm?
Something happened. What just happened?
Chompet accidentally dropped a glass.
I think it felt over Verotta.
I heard like a
Why
crack.
don't you clean it up?
Yes, of course.
Hmm? Hmm?
Where is it?
Next to
Hmm?
Jade, I believe.
Yes, I had picked up the glass, but it is. You can see the ale kind of all around right here. It's okay. The glasses are
Are you
being tended
alright?
to.
Okay.
I'm good.
Were you staring at my tail earlier?
No, you walked behind me, and I'm not keen to having people behind me most of the time.
I think that's fair.
Yes. Figured the tail would help you balance more. Did you lose your balance? That's why you.
Thank you.
No, I'm a little nervous being in such a fancy place, and yet I still spilled my drink. I
It makes
thought
you feel better.
maybe.
I am
Hmm.
just as out of place.
You look comfy
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because I am tired and I cannot be bothered to sit properly.
I see.
Suppose that is fair.
Yeah, obviously no disrespect, my lord, but
Of
it's been a
course,
long
feel
day.
free to. We want all our guests to be comfortable, first and foremost. I like to think me and my sister, who's gonna be here any moment, are, what's the word for it? More casual hosts than our parents.
Can't imagine how your parents' parties are.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
a lot of politics, if you can
Ah.
believe that.
As a lord, I
Yeah.
can.
I was about to say.
Yeah, well. Personally,
Well,
I
Mr.
try to
Vincent,
avoid them as much as possible.
Politics or your
all?
parents?
Politics, of course.
Fair.
I would say perhaps implying some familiar strife might be a bit too casual, even for this
Oh,
party.
that's not what I mean, my lord, of course.
Hmm. Good. Of course. Everybody misspeaks sometimes. Happens.
well, Lord Vincent, I have to say this is the first party that is at least a little lax on the formalities.
Ah, of course. I couldn't stand all the bowing and scraping.
Glad there's
You
no
are one of the
bootlicking as
first.
well.
Well, I like to think I get
You're
enough of it during the normal course of the day.
Oh, that cheese.
a specialty of your region. The chef prepared it.
Mhm.
Yes, feel free to have it with some bread that is definitely also on the table.
Pretty close to what Mom makes.
Hmm. Your mom must be very talented if her cheese comes close to this variety.
Well, my mom's. I guess she's a jack of all trades when it comes to farming. My dad plows the fields, and my mom takes care of the animals, and I just help out where I can. Mom works really hard on her meals. They're always so filling.
Indeed.
Hopefully, one day I can be a good cook like her. Last one, I kind of burn it. Yeah. Still working on that.
I'm sure you'll get it. Must be very
Hopefully.
important to have good meals with such a backbreaking work as farming, no?
Yeah. That's what I'm thankful Mom knows how to cook. Because if Dad was relying on me, I don't think he'd be happy working the fields.
Do you have any other family?
Not that I know of. Mom says I have like a sister or something, or maybe a bastard brother, but I don't
Oh,
see them.
no aunts or uncles either?
Sadly, they're not with me anymore. Don't mean to bring the mood down, but that's just life.
Well, suppose we both have a bit of a small family than usual. How about the rest of you? How about you, Jade? You said your family was blacksmith. Do you have any siblings, or?
Well, as you said, most of my family is blacksmiths. I do have a sister.
Oh.
I had a brother at one point, but unfortunately, he too tried to follow in my footsteps and lost his life.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's fine. He died trying to do, I guess, what he wanted. I can't fault him for that. We all want to go out a way we want, so. But on a
Indeed.
happier note, I have 2 uncles and an aunt as well.
All blacksmith, or is there
The 2
anything
uncles are
else?
blacksmiths, and my aunt is a tailor.
Oh, indeed. Tailored your outfit as well?
Partially. My mother actually had a hand in this, which is why it looks so over the top.
Oh, I don't think it looks over the top. I think it looks very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you know, half of the job of being a knight is presentation, isn't it?
Unfortunately, yes. When I first started,
All
it was
the
more about swordplay, and then now it's more about
wow,
looking the part.
all the sword skills in the world. They aren't gonna put food on your table if you can't get the employer for them.
Couldn't have said it better myself, sir.
So, does anybody else have family?
My mother was a guard, my father was a guard, my sister was a guard. It's kind of just a running theme.
Didn't want to break the
Uh,
cycle and be something else.
no, guards are pretty cozy. Well, it used to be a pretty cozy job up until the bandits have been upping their activity lately.
Hmm.
Mother's still around.
Hmm.
Father got killed by a bandit ambush 15 years ago, a while back.
Damn.
Sister, haven't seen her since 10 years back. She moved up north to be a guard for one of the Imperial strongholds rather than here.
Huh.
And then there's me, staying home, fixing stolen sweet rolls. You know the drill.
You guys actually have to go after that?
Yes, we have our excitement and we have our stolen sweet rolls and lollygagging.
I guess dad's stories aren't really that far off then.
Theft is theft. Even
It
a
is.
minor one. You know what they say, let people get away with small things and soon enough it's a complete anarchy.
I'll say the dungeons are very full now.
Has anyone ever escaped the dungeon?
A few, but we usually catch them before they get outside the walls.
Well, I'm asking, has anybody actually made it out? This is what I'm really asking.
I mean, there was this one guy who got out.
Really?
He managed to bloody kick down one of the more unstable walls of the cell that he was in, and then skedaddled his way out the back gate.
Oh,
Guards tried to
wow.
stop him, but unfortunately, you can't really confiscate magic. So one of them got paralyzed, and the other one got time slowed for about an hour.
A whole
Sounds like
hour.
somebody quite powerful got caught in that. Time
Yep.
stop isn't very casual magic. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm not a mage. I'm just a fighter.
Hmm.
Spear in one hand, shield in the other. You know the drill.
Well,
Well, maybe you don't. I don't know.
there is something to be said for that. All of the times before the mages can get their spells in order, you can already be in there. And
True. I mean, I don't think we have any mages on in the main garrison at least. I don't know. Obviously, there's the court mage, but
oh well.
there's not many of them.
What, you mean the guy that's preaching to Talos in the main area isn't part of the guards? He's just a free spirit?
He knew he is. He's an
Is he even a
annoyance. He
mage?
is.
Oh,
I thought he
well,
was
I
just
think
a
he's.
priest.
I don't know. I can't really tell the difference. They all wear the
He
same
seems
robes.
to be. At the very least, he seems to be able to magic up an entire bloody angry crowd.
I think that might just be his personality.
Yeah, it's a wonderful one. Ugh,
Mm.
Oh,
don't get me wrong. I love Talos, but man, he makes me want to hate him.
wow. The worst possible advertisement for the
Yeah.
guy, indeed. Well, I don't really care for religion one way or another.
Mm.
Just seems some more things for people to argue about, and I got quite enough of that.
I
I
mainly
wouldn't
just follow the
know.
12 gods because I've, well, seen their work in action, especially out in the field.
Indeed.
Isn't there only 9?
Hmm.
Mm,
Depends on what
well,
you follow.
Well, if my memory serves me right, usually a priest will say, Blessing of the 8 divines. But they remove Talos's, so technically there's 9.
yeah, there's also the Daedric princes.
Yes, very true. Forgot about the Daedric.
Yeah, you don't usually pray to them, but the ones who do, you usually get a bit more of a
Anytime you ever pray to a
advantage.
Daedric princess is, or them is when your life is on the line, I guess. The mace above your head,
I mean,
about to steal your
obviously,
soul and your
within the
life
guards,
force.
we're not allowed to, really, we're not allowed to worship Daedra for obvious reasons. But I've seen plenty of bandit decide to call upon some ancient spirit and kill fucking 15 guards. Because some big horn man decides to show up. Honestly.
Yeah, well. A lot of Daedric princes enjoy their chaos and destruction, so they're not very compatible with civilized worship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the one trying to keep that civilization.
Indeed. They have their uses, the cultists and the Daedra both. You just have to know how to manage them.
Yeah. With all due respect, I'd rather throw a spear through the heart.
Well, suppose that's why you're not in charge of managing them. Simple
True,
job for
I'm just in
simple
charge
people.
of. Right. I'm simply in charge of making sure that when they're unmanaged, they disappear.
Indeed. And you do a very good job of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How about you, Freeran? Any family?
Yeah, my family are, a lineage of mages. I think I'm the only one left though. Back in my, back where I was, there was a massacre. I think I'm the
so
only one
sorry to
left.
hear that.
So I just kind of venture.
Must
I
be a
know
very
what you're talking
lonely
about.
existence.
It is. And I don't know much about the what, 8 gods we're talking about?
The 8 divines
The 8 divines.
Or the
I have.
nine,
for the 9.
if you're out here.
Oh,
It's
so
kind
that's
of
where
regional.
the saying "by the nines" is.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, on the way like up here, I came across some. I don't know who exists in like the town, but I was passing through, and I heard someone yell, "By the nines, I'm tweaking," and I don't really know what that means.
I don't know either, you know? Perhaps I should
Chomp, are you
spend some
okay?
more time
Yes, I'm quite fine.
lower
I
down.
see.
Personally, I subscribe to the Greeks in terms of the gods, but I don't know if that would go far away.
The who?
Oh, the Greeks. They're like really savage. Amazing food. I suggest taking the voyage. It'll take a
I
couple of decades.
don't. I'm pretty sure that's like half of my remaining life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only human. I only live 60, 70 years.
That is valid.
Well,
I do
unless you're a guard, in which case 40.
yeah.
Say again?
I do need to ask though. It looked like you two were laughing. What? It looks like you two might know what "by the nines I'm tweaking" means. What does that mean?
How do you say it? I, from what I've heard, talking with a few people, that's slang, I guess, for or a metaphor for. I guess you could say tweaking is God, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Careful there.
Yep, sorry about that.
You know when your eye twitches about
Yeah.
something being unsymmetrical? Maybe the flag's a little bit off and you still, no matter how long and how hard you've tried to make it centered, your eye starts to tweak.
Yeah.
That's what I think tweaking means, at least. But I think
Gotcha.
it could be another way of explaining it.
Gotcha. Well, then by the nines I'm tweaking.
Are you? Like,
Hmm?
Is there something off in here?
No, just seeing fire so close to an open space with no guard. Oh, it's a little stressy.
I mean, there's a guard right here.
Or I mean like a guardrail or like a little chain.
well, you know, if people are stupid enough to come and step into the fire and, like, stand in it, that's their problem. Really.
That is very fair.
Unless they're a fire mage, in which case they probably like it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's actually quite concerning that there's an open fire probably where your father sits, not too far from kicking distance into said fire.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, you'd have to, like, get behind him and then, like, I think at that point it'd be easier to slip a dagger into his gut, and, you know, we do have guards for that.
Still
Yep.
exist.
Yeah.
It looks more
Palace
viable than
guards.
it actually is.
I'm not really complaining about the fire, it's keeping me warm compared
Mm.
to the other nights.
Mhm.
We do have one adventurer who somehow seemed to develop a complete fire immunity. She loves just standing in it while discussing stuff with my father. Very quite
So,
concerning.
I guess you could say those conversations get pretty heated.
Honestly, they're dull as rocks.
Ah.
I
That
know
wasn't
a few
even a
people like
pun.
that.
That was just a fact. You know, you'd really expect somebody that accomplished would be a bit more kooky, but she's very straightforward. Just ask like, "Hey, any quests?" And then my father's like, "Yeah, go across the entire country and bring me like this head of this one bandit. That's not even under my jurisdiction." It's a whole thing.
Huh.
Hey, maybe if that adventurer comes around, they can send him after the remnants of that bandit camp.
Yeah.
Well, we do, but the bandits just seem to constantly come back. You know?
You're telling me? Ugh.
Trust me, we set adventures on the bandits all the time. I do not want to know how it would look like if we didn't.
Mm,
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have a
enough.
farm.
Yeah.
That
we
is
probably
true.
wouldn't have a city.
That is also true. We use every resource at our
We have this
disposal to
castle.
keep our city safe.
Probably wouldn't be having the party.
Yeah. Well. But now is not the time to think of such grim tidings.
I mean, hey, we killed plenty of bandits in battle that got me here, so hey, let's toast to
Yeah.
that.
We are quite safe, thanks to people such as you and our knight here, Jade.
The dead bandits.
Indeed, the
Dead
dead
The
bandits.
battle.
The dead bandit.
Oh, look at that, bread. We do have some that is actually visible. That
Well, I was going to say nice catch, but
5-second rule.
you almost caught it.
Yeah, grip isn't like it used to be.
Really, I feel like working in a farm your grip would be quite strong.
Oh, my dad doesn't like me to work the fields, even though I beg him to let me go out there and help him.
I
He
see.
comes back so dead. He says, just help your mom. And she just has me do the light stuff while she does all the heavy lifting. And I feel like I'll never learn if they just keep babying me, I guess.
Look at it from their
Why don't you
perspective.
try? Oh, you go ahead.
Technically, you are still their baby. Still in the nest, technically.
I'm an adult.
And
I can't get babied my whole life. How am I gonna learn?
yourself.
Does seem rather unwise.
Maybe you could try and apprentice
Especially if
under
you
another
are the only
farmhand.
child.
I don't. I could do that, but at the same time, then I can't help my parents.
Well, it seems like you're not doing that much helping, against your will. They are keeping you from helping them.
Yeah, I guess I never really asked if I could just go out. Besides today, it was the only time I actually said I won't be home tonight or late. And then Dad made a joke about saying, "Oh, don't get grabbed by a dragon on the way back." And I said, "Dad, dragons don't exist."
Oh. Well, there are plenty of dangers out there other than dragons.
Yeah,
Bears.
but
Have the bears.
yeah,
Vicious
bears
Did you
and
tell them where you
sabers.
were gonna go?
Kind of. Told them I was going to go into the. And they were
Into
like,
what?
"Okay." Over here in Dragonsreach.
Oh, that's
You'll have to repeat yourself. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I told them that I was going into the city, inside the walls.
Indeed.
Oh, it's technically accurate.
Yeah.
No.
Correct. The
Otherwise,
best kind of accurate.
Do you mind if I try some of that cheese?
Of course, it is here for you to feast upon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do try to be more careful with dropping stuff, dear.
Whew.
I
I
didn't.
haven't
I
had something that
apologize.
high quality since I was a kid. Oof. It's very nutty. Oh.
Thank you.
May I?
Of course.
Thank you, my lord.
You don't have to
Yeah.
keep asking. Everything here is for our dear guests tonight.
I like some good Alto wine. Oof,
Only
much
the
better quality
best.
than the stuff down in the garrison.
So Jade, why did you
Yes.
decide to break the family tradition and become a knight?
It's a bit of a interesting story. I was with my father, and we were in the forge together, and a wandering swordsman came in, asking if he could put in an
Mm.
order. Me being, I want to say, I think I was 10 at the time. I was a very curious child, so after he put in his order and left, I decided that I was to follow him. So I followed him to one of the local inns we had, and that night he decided to go training, and me being me, I'm not very stealthy at all. I'll put that forthright. I ended up tripping and falling, and he heard it, found me, and by sheer coincidence, he offered me a small wooden, like, dagger, and from then on was history. I was taken just by swordplay in itself. The swordsman ended up staying there, I think, 2 months more than he wanted to, just to show me bits and tricks. And eventually, I took what I learned and went official with it, I suppose.
You must have been a very charming child if you managed to hold a wandering knight in one place that long.
I was mischievous, I'll tell you that.
Hmm. Have you met this knight since? I'm sure he'd be very grateful to see how much his protege has risen in the world.
It's kind of the reason why I travel so much that I do tournaments and stuff, hoping to meet him again, but he nowhere to be found.
Hmm. What was his name? Perhaps I heard of him.
It's been a while, but think, if I remember correctly, it started with a T and ended with an ER. I can't remember the full contents of his name, it's been so long.
Hmm.
But I do
Suppose
remember
you're
that
hoping that he will contact you.
I am, hopefully. I mean, you can't mistake the hair color. But I do
It
remember
is
that he
true.
had white hair, and he had these very, like, ghostly blue eyes.
Hmm. Hmm. Doesn't really ring a bell. Well,
Sounds an old Nord.
Maybe you got taught by one of the divines.
That's funny. If the divines were here, that'd be very interesting. If only I were so lucky.
I mean, mysterious stranger, jet white hair. Never seen
perhaps he was just
again.
old.
He looked about in
Did he
his
seem old?
40s.
Oh, I mean,
Some people go grey in their 40s.
was it grey or white?
And no, it was white.
Hmm. Oh, that is interesting. But it is not on her color. The adventure I was telling you about, she also has white hair. And she is quite young.
What color are her eyes?
And, you know, it's strange. Sometimes they are just normal brown, and sometimes there are these very deep green with almost it looks like she has black whites of her eyes. I don't know.
Interesting.
She's a strange one. And either way, our Freeran here also has white hair, so perhaps he
And
was
blue
just
eyes.
part elf. And gray eyes, I would say, but
Depends on which part you look at. They get bluer as they
Mhm.
go up.
I guess. Were they like unnaturally blue, or were they just like a normal blue?
It's like they almost have like a dim glow to them. It's odd to describe. Like they
Sounds
would
like an old
shimmer, if that
Nordic.
makes sense. That's what I assumed,
Okay, it's
but
not those
I
then.
could never find them.
Huh.
Oh.
Maybe it's one of those old Nordic tales of a traveling swordsman. Maybe you got trained technically by one of the old Gorlick ghouls
That live up in the caverns.
Maybe you got teach the ancient ways of sword mastering.
That would be quite a story.
I don't think the Draugr are fit enough to pass for a human swordsman.
No.
Yeah, and I don't think they're smart enough to teach anything either.
Well, you never know.
I mean, the ones I've seen usually just go "Meow," and try and stab you.
I've heard
You know,
some
the
of
spirits
them.
that can't go to Sovereign Guard are bound to like areas. You ever seen spirits before?
I've heard tales of
we
some
don't
of
really
them
get sent out that far.
talking, so perhaps it depends.
Maybe I was able to take over one of those ghoul bodies and disguise themselves. Again, we live in strange times, so don't
I
mind
think
my
any
wandering mind.
person who is still a knight at 40 must have something to them to give them an edge in this world.
Possibly.
Well, hopefully he is still out there.
I'm hoping. It's been
It is a
about
dangerous profession.
it's been about 13 years since I saw him, so
Well, I wish you the best of luck in your.
I appreciate that. Okay, I have to ask.
What
Chum,
about you? Oh.
Huh?
what forgive me for my rudeness. What are you?
Well, most people will call me an Argonian, but I just lie to them and say, yeah, I'm Argonian. But, never really mentioned this. My dad's actually not originally from Tamriel. He's part alligator, actually, and my mom's part Argonian. And they kind of made me.
Never heard of such creature. What is an alligator?
It's kind of like an Argonian, but a much longer snout.
Well, that would be disturbing to see.
My dad's not the best looker, but he is a sweetheart at the end of the day. He's a really hard worker, and he loves my mom. So I'm thankful for that. And he's nice to me, so I just tell most people I'm Argonian, and they just go about their day. No one's ever really actually asked.
But
Makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Part
can still hold
Argonians
my
aren't
breath as
exactly
long as an
fair.
Argonian underwater. So
It
I'm
must be
no.
quite useful.
Oh yeah. God forbid you ever get chased by a bear. Running into the lake and staying under there for a long period of time. I think, you know,
I thought
bear
bears
thinks
could
I'm.
swim.
Yeah, but they can swim, but they can't breathe underwater.
Oh, but wouldn't it be able to just like dive down and get you?
Maybe, but I can move faster in the water than any bear.
That's quite impressive.
Well, my tail is very useful.
Indeed.
In fact, I've seen Argonians swimming, and if being part alligator is as any useful as that, I'd imagine that swimming would be pretty easy for you.
Actually, I'm faster than Argonian swimming. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why. But I've been able to outswim pretty much any Argonia I've ever come across to.
Thicker tail, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. Sometimes it's a burden, sometimes it's a blessing.
Is your father also such a good swimmer, or is it more of the combined efforts of your
My
genes that
dad can
make you
keep
so
a
good?
pretty good pace with me, but my mom can't really keep up with me and my dad. I love in the lake every once in a while. It's a nice thing about that. After a long summer's day. It's kind of our go-to thing.
My family's go-to thing was just fighting each other to practice swords.
All work and no play, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, we didn't really have time for, playing about.
Yeah.
Family tradition.
It's hard not to break tradition.
Mm.
Indeed.
I don't know. I suppose in my experience, tradition is there if you need a backup plan, but sometimes you find your calling for something else. Sometimes your calling is the tradition of your family. At least,
Mhm.
for me, that's what it was.
I mean, I've never really had a calling. It's just
Who
More
knows?
like
my
calling to
work,
arms, but
Yeah, I get called. Okay, I get called to go and fight some bandits, but otherwise, and well, I of course fight some bandits, stop someone from trying to rob the grave sites, or to a feast, I guess. Thank you again, my lord.
You're welcome.
Makes me want to ask a question
This...
again. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, not everybody gets to have a calling, so to speak. Some people just go through life doing their best.
That's true. But a question for
Can
you.
confirm.
Have you always used a spear and shield?
Originally, no. I used to do the usual sword and shield. Pretty basic, pretty useful, but I don't know. I just kind of missed the reach that other weapons could have. So, when I was doing my first week of being a guard, I kind of saved a blacksmith from a robbery, and the blacksmith asked me if I wanted anything, and so I said, "Surprise me. What do you think would work for me?" And ergo, spear and shield.
Well, I do think it suits you.
Thank you. I also think it suits me. It's very good at its job.
I think the results speak for themselves.
That is also true. I don't think the bandit. Well, I think the bandits would complain about my choice of weapon, but they aren't anymore. Hopefully, it calms down now after that raid. Another big battle like that might leave us short-handed.
Mm. Trump, you're saying your parents are loath to teach you the proper runnings of the farm. Is it perhaps they're trying for a sibling to inherit it?
I don't know, actually, because my sister's not around, and my I always hate saying it, my bastard brother, he doesn't come around at all, really. He knows of us, but he doesn't come by or anything. And Mom and Dad really haven't talked to me about inheriting the farm. I think they just want it to themselves. I think maybe they're actually just trying to push me out the door to find a calling myself. That's why they don't let me actually learn stuff.
That doesn't seem quite that smart of them. They're not gonna be young and abled forever.
I think they
Surely
want
at
to do
some
that
point.
to the end of their days, really.
But surely they have to realize that at some point the farm will have to go to somebody else. And I would imagine they would prefer if it was their own flesh and blood instead of some random person.
Don't get me wrong, they're passionate about their work and everything. I don't know. I'm not inheriting it. I know that for a fact. Maybe Dad's
not?
just waiting for some wanderer to come by and want to buy our farm. Maybe move us out somewhere different.
Well, that is rather rude, I would say. Their only legitimate child, and they're giving you this much of a clear picture that you're not gonna be inheriting the farm?
Don't get me wrong, I don't really want to be a farmer the rest of my life. I'd like to know the traits so that I can do whatever I need. But farming's not my goal.
Oh. Okay, my
What
bad.
is your
I
goal?
misunderstood. Indeed, tell us.
I've always been intrigued about the College of Winterhold, to be honest. I'm actually intrigued by a lot of magic.
Oh, you'd
But-
like to be a maid.
Yeah, but it's too damn fucking cold in Winterhold to want to go up there. That's why I like it over here. It's nice and cozy, and I don't have to worry too much about my body heat that much. It gets cold some nights, but not as cold as Winterhold.
Do you have any, how to say, foundational knowledge of magic, or is it just something you would
Actually,
pursue?
yes, restoration magic I am quite intrigued by, and I actually know a few spells.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's actually come in handy, especially when Dad pulls something or breaks his leg on something stupid.
Who taught you, if you don't mind me asking?
Nobody. I my parents gave me an allowance, and every once in a while I'd go to the store and buy a few books from your mage in the city center. Destruction magic didn't really catch my eye.
In the general
Restoration.
store. I
Yeah,
don't think the mage sells stuff down in the center.
she sells ingredients and stuff, but every once in a while she gets a book. Pretty
Talking
sure.
about the Kurt mage? I don't think.
No, the one in city center near the.
Oh, right. I think she's more of an alchemist. No, well, you know.
Well, she
I
can
think-
really diagnose people though, especially when they don't look so well.
Yeah. Personally, I just think she diagnoses everyone with ataxia, and then every once in a while it hits, and people are very impressed with it.
Fair. Fair. But hey, I can't blame her. But she has taught me a few things about some potions as well, and healing properties is kind of my go-to, I guess.
I mean, if there's anything that is useful with magic, it's the alchemists.
Yeah.
Garrison's been saved by healing potions more than they have anything else.
Yeah, I'm still working on mine. Last one I tried, I ended up getting, I forgot what the disease was. It thankfully didn't last too long.
Well, that's good. Well, I suppose alchemy must be quite like cooking, no? And you have mentioned previously that you are the
Yeah,
most talented at that.
still trying to learn how to cook. Yeah, but I feel as though alchemy kind of helps. The last potion I made actually didn't have any negative effects.
Ah, congratulations.
Thanks.
What kind of potion was it?
I think the last potion I tried to make was a stamina potion. I was trying to make something for Dad because he gets tired after a long period of time, and I tried it, and it felt really good. Like I went for a swim, and I felt like I did at least 50 laps around it. It definitely had a good effect. So probably later tonight I'll probably try and make something for Dad for tomorrow. I know he's gonna be tired after today's job. He always looks dead.
Oh, perhaps you can try to apprentice at the apothecary. If your parents are not letting you learn important skills, maybe you could, as we mentioned before, try your luck elsewhere.
That's not a bad idea.
I apologize, but I do have to be elsewhere very soon.
Of course. I wouldn't want to.
Unfortunately,
help
Guard's
you
duties are
there.
never over. I thank you for the invite, my lord, and the food was wonderful, as well as the drink.
Well, thank you.
And I will say adieu. And it was wonderful meeting everyone who I have not met before.
Godspeed, soldier.
Safe travels.
Which one?
Safe travels.
by the nines. Don't.
Farewell.
Don't tweak.
By the nines, don't please.
Would you like your special brew, my lord?
Yes, thank you.
I think they'd be fun to spar. I'll have to keep that in mind.
I think that's pretty fair.
Hmm. Yes.
Nothing.
There's something on my face.
No. You had a little ale, but
Awfully
you hadn't
similar.
gotten it. It's fine.
Okay. Because you were
Look quite
looking at me
familiar.
with such
Similar.
intensity.
Oh, I see.
You two look very similar.
Oh,
Hello.
Lucinda! Welcome. So glad to finally see you here.
Okay, I was taking my time. You can never rush these sorts
I'm
of
sure.
things.
The ledgers must have been irresistible this night, weren't they?
Yeah, had to all the
It's not like we were
balances
planning
checked.
this party for an entire week.
Okay, I know it was like last moment, and then you have to like. It was important, okay?
The
But I'm
numbers,
here
the
now,
numbers will
so
not wait, you know? It's not like it takes months and weeks to deliver them anyway.
well,
Reminds me of
better
my
start
sister.
while we can, right? Then it's like a couple hours shorter.
Wow.
Should really check in on her when I go home.
Anyway,
soon.
everybody, I would like
Oh.
to introduce you to my beloved sister, Lucinda. I'm sure you've heard of them. Her.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello.
Pleasure seeing you
Indeed,
again.
Again.
I've invited that person you've met outside the walls, Chomp. You remember them, right?
Oh.
Remember, yeah, that was the one you met on the main road. Remember? Near my farm?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. I meet a lot of people.
Wow.
Could you refresh my memory a little more?
You actually asked the same question that your brother did earlier. You asked me what I was, and I said most people will say I'm an Argonian, but I'm actually an alligator.
You're an alligator?
It's apparently like an Argonian with like a bigger snout. Very intriguing, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of why you invited me.
I don't see the snake.
Suppose we'll see. Either way,
Okay.
so Lucinda, this is our dearest guests, Lilith, Jade, Chomp, and Freerun.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
You've just missed the guard captain, I'm afraid.
That's unfortunate. I'm sure there would have been some business we could have done. But
This
maybe
isn't a
another time.
business party. It's for our parents to organize. Come on. There's been like 3 of them this week. Surely you're businessed out.
No.
I can see
He
someone's
works too
following their
hard for our common
parents'
good.
Yeah.
footsteps.
Well, someone's got to.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of my own sister.
Do my part. I, do
Yeah?
talk to people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have your part, and I have mine.
Yeah, and your part could involve a bit less ledger duty. We not have
Oh.
people who can count beside you in this whole keep.
Well, I I just like to double check things, you know?
Yeah.
Don't want to have our name on something because
Mm-hmm.
and like someone did something wrong, right?
Indeed.
What would that do to reputation?
Well, I suppose if you don't trust. Oh, no. Not kidding. She is very dutiful, indeed.
What do you mean? You guys seem like two peas in the pot.
Well, I suppose it depends on your point of view.
I'm being a sarcastic point of view, by the way.
Okay, well.
I am afraid I must depart
Of course.
Okay.
due to some reasons outside of my control.
Talk to.
It is nice
No.
meeting you all, and I hope that our paths may cross again someday.
Indeed.
Pleasure.
Likewise.
I.
Safe travels, Ruben.
You too.
Well, it seems that you saw on talking to the famous Freeran as well. That's so.
So we didn't get to hear any of their stories.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
right.
She didn't. She was like, "Oh, I'll
I'm
think of
tweaking
one,"
now.
and then she didn't.
No.
Yeah, by the 9, you're tweaking.
By the 9s, I'm tweaking. I can't. Oh my god.
This is worse
Never
than
heard that in my life.
Hello
You're more
there.
into adventurers than I am. Is she a big deal?
Hey.
Everybody.
Welcome in.
She travels all
Thank
across
you.
the realm.
Oh,
What a lovely
You
place
should
we have here.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
they
I
do
just,
have quite a lovely place. Oh
Can I-
wow,
can I go
that meat
check
looks good.
some To learn
I just
about
noticed
that,
it.
I guess.
Well, she didn't say anything interesting.
Greetings.
Anyway, hello there. Welcome. Welcome to the party. I am the host here, Vincent, along with my sister Lucinda. Who might you be?
To meet you. I'm
Nice to
Yorin
meet you.
Takeme. Pleasure to. Yorin, yeah.
Mm.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
Vincent, right?
Yes, indeed.
Pleasure. Where can I take my seat?
Oh, anyway, really, we don't stand on formality here.
Oh, I see.
Here, sir.
So maybe we should.
What?
This
No,
is
they're
a
just-
chill party.
Your green hair
I've
reminded me
told
of
you
something
that
I
this
was
is a
thinking
chill
about.
party.
Sorry.
We are chilling. We're not doing
Oh, what was it?
like 5 forks etiquette
It's
bullshit.
an old childhood memory
People
with me and
can
my
sit,
sister, you know?
okay?
Just like an ooh.
Okay. Wait, so how many forks
Huh?
are there then?
What do you
There's
mean?
no forks.
Down
Sister
by the-
had green hair?
There's one.
No, we had
There's
found
one
a
fork.
small gem
One fork.
falling out.
That's not.
A little jade.
Come
And it
on.
reminded me of your hair.
I should have been here since the start. Then I could have put more forks out.
Oh.
Okay, first of all, that's the maid's job. Do not
Nice.
bring our forks out. We still have
I know.
reputation to
Okay, well then I should have ordered her to put forks out.
Not put out for
I
forks. We have
think I
peasants
think
here.
that's
You're
a
gonna be
compliment.
in-
Thanks.
It is.
They're
Right.
they're
They'd
not
be
gonna know what to do with them
confused. They don't know how
anyway.
to do this stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Right,
Just
you're right.
this is chill stuff with chill people.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just not used to the, you know.
Yes, I am aware.
Oh, thank you. This
There
looks
you go.
delicious.
By the roasted beef.
Thank you. Do we have forks? Knives?
Yeah, they're on the table.
They are aside.
Just
Okay. Oh.
Anybody else want some beef? Promise it's not possessed.
So, how has the party been going so far? I'm sorry that I'm a little bit late. I had some important business to run.
Oh, it's okay. It's
If
been
you
going
want some,
good.
now would be the time.
Oh, thank you very
Want to
much.
see a trick my
So,
dad taught
may
me?
I ask what type of
I'm afraid to
liquor
ask for
this is?
sure.
This is wine.
Just don't freak out, okay?
Ah, all right.
I don't freak out easy, so go ahead.
Thank you.
Ah.
Oh,
Clean, right?
okay.
Sorry.
Impressive.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Oh. Don't be shy. I always like to see interesting things. Even if they may not be polite. Either way.
Well,
So
at
tell
least
us
I didn't
about
burp
yourself.
after, right?
I'm sorry, Yorick?
No, that is pretty cool. Nobody can steal food from you, at least.
They know better not
All
to.
about me. I am a prince of the city called Haven in the province Cradle. And we have a
indeed.
lovely place of a lot of adventurers. And yeah, business is going good.
Well, my apologies for not
like to get-
recognizing you on sight. I really
Oh,
thought
it's
you'd have like a band of announcers and stuff.
it's all right. Don't
Nice.
worry about it. This is the first time we kind of reached a bit further out, not directly to the neighboring countries, but you know, it's been a little bit of a travel to get here. So it's all right.
Oh, well, how you've been finding Skyrim?
I mean, that's pretty interesting so far. I will have to look a bit further into it before I can give a proper conclusion and make up my mind on what's going on here. But
You can say
so far, the
it's cold as
impression
hell.
is
It's
pretty good.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, we can put on clothes. The weather is the least of the concerns. The important
Indeed.
part is business.
Business, indeed. Yes, I'm sure you'll enjoy talking to my sister a lot.
Jade.
Perhaps in the
Yes.
after party.
Didn't you say your sister's a tailor?
We can wait.
Mhm.
For now.
Okay. So I have this crazy idea, okay,
I'm happy to enjoy
for pajama wear
a wonderful
that
meal
I
and
thought
great wine.
might sell pretty good.
Indeed.
Just delicious.
If there's anything more you
And I was
need,
wondering if
feel
your
free
sister
to inform
maybe
me.
could tailor me something.
Yes, I will.
I like to
I
call
already
it
asked about the wine
a
and
onesie.
pepper. I found her. Good.
Glad
Onesie?
you're
What is
interested.
So-
that?
So it's something like a
So how do you enjoy
cloak, but it
Skyrim?
doesn't wear like a cloak.
I take it
So
you're
it
the
has
person in
pants,
charge of this place.
and they go up
Well,
to
that
about
would
where
be
your
our
ankle is, and then it covers pretty much all your top here up to your
That
wrists,
would be our parents.
and then it has a hoodie
We
that goes
are
over, like a
set to
cloak.
inherit, though.
And then there's just like a little
So,
opening
we
here,
are
and you make this like button thing
how
that goes
to
all the way
manage
up,
To me then.
place.
Mhm.
and it's like pajama wear, and it's made of like something like
No,
it's kind of made of like almost like fancy robes type fabric, but
Yeah.
it's super soft on the inside and it keeps you warm during cold nights.
Yeah, they are
So like a wearable
the
blanket.
jarls of the surrounding area.
Pretty much, yeah. Except like you can wear it around the house
So you
and stuff,
mentioned the
and
cold,
you know,
right?
like
I'm
be
honestly quite
cozy on
interested.
those
In my
cold
kingdom,
winter nights.
It's like my father's kingdom, but our
Oh,
kingdom.
I actually
we
brought a
have
prototype my
a
mom
bit,
kind of put
little bit
together.
warmer weather,
I'll be right back.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Oh,
So what are
okay.
like the challenges of this? I could imagine that it's quite hard to harvest and take care of all the animals and the crops.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. the farming is very difficult, I imagine. Maybe
Don't
you
laugh.
can ask Chomp
Oh,
about the farming challenges. She's a
What do you think?
farmer.
it's definitely your
from
color,
Beyond
that's
the
for sure.
Walls.
Yeah,
This
obviously.
lady over there?
Yes.
Oh, they seem
What do
to
you
be
think?
busy. I might come there a little bit later.
Hmm.
Indeed.
Think it might sell?
Maybe amongst the youth.
It does mean the, you know,
Well,
the buildings has to be very well
cozy for
insulated.
me,
And
being like an
yeah.
Argonian and
It'll still
stuff.
be expensive.
warming
Part
And
alligator and
for
warming
Argonian.
these
Yes.
huge halls is a constant struggle, but
How about this?
it's
If you don't mind a
actually
trip, everything will be paid for.
You do it quite well for
Once
this
you
one.
come
I
present
mean,
it
there's
yourself.
this huge fireplace.
yeah. Well, we want our guests to be comfortable. I mean, personally, I'm
Sure.
quite
Never
fond of a
been
little bit of cold. I
outside
don't really
this
mind
area,
it as
but
much.
sure, yeah, I'll go
So
with
it's
you.
not really a problem for me.
Don't worry, you'll be well protected
I
and
mean,
everything
that's
will
a
be
good
paid for.
thing,
You
since
don't have
this
to
is
worry
the
about
place
anything.
where you're born, I suppose, and that you're
I
supposed to be ruling in the
appreciate that.
future. It's nice that you
Indeed.
fit in the
Of
environment.
Indeed.
Anyway, I'm gonna go
Our family
change.
has
Yes.
been ruling this place for generations.
Yes.
A little
So
bit of
I'm
cold's
sorry.
not gonna chase us away.
At the start, I kind of missed your name.
Lucinda.
Pardon?
Lucinda?
Lucinda. I see.
Welcome back.
Beautiful name.
Thanks.
Is there any dancing planned after this, or is it just supposed to be a dinner party?
Oh, well. If you want to dance, you're more than welcome to, but no, this is not so official. I surely have mentioned it in the invitation. This is more of a casual affair with casual people. I don't even know if some of our guests know how to do the dances that we are used to.
Practice
But-
quite a bit to get it nailed down.
Well, there is a proper ball planned for nobles tomorrow, which I assume you've already got an invite to as well.
Oh, right, yeah,
Mhm.
of course.
I just figured, you seem like a very personable type of noble. So I figured you might enjoy something a bit less, how to say, stuffy. To start you out with.
To be in touch with all the people.
Indeed.
A good person in charge is also capable of being, adaptable to any situation.
Yes, I agree. How can you rule people when you don't know what their lives are like, after all?
Exactly. That's what I keep telling my sister as well, but she doesn't really get it.
I also have a
It's okay.
sister.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about this here. It's all right.
Oh, well.
I don't want to
Siblings.
bring personal family problems to this dinner party.
It's alright. You can complain. I'm not gonna tell.
I'm fine, thank you.
If you wish.
Oh. Yeah.
Is everything all right?
It's fine, the maid will get it. Nah, just spilled a little bit of the wine. Don't worry about it.
The maid we have here, taking care of it immediately.
Exactly.
Only the best service for our guests.
Indeed. So, Chomp, our prince guest here had some questions about challenges of farming in this cold environment.
Oh,
That would be quite interesting.
yeah, my dad actually works on the fields majority of the time. It's actually very hard backbreaking work majority of the time.
Yeah, I
keeping
can
the crops warm
imagine.
and everything.
Well, good that you're managing it. I assume it takes quite a lot of, education at the start to get it all
Yeah,
into the
my dad's
veins, into the
been doing
blood.
it since he was since he was like 15. He's been working the fields.
Admirable.
Yeah, he comes home exhausted every day.
Imagine. There's quite
Yeah.
a few different challenges depending on the field you're working in. Something is a
Tell me,
little bit more on
Jigs,
the
any
physical work. The others have to make difficult
interesting
decisions.
monsters you've slain in your travels?
Taking more toll on the mental part.
Yeah.
On one of the
Yeah, he
traveling
definitely takes
parties,
a mental
we came
toll on it,
across
but
a
he's got a
frost
knack for it,
troll,
thankfully.
which was
He
not fun.
really understands the fields and how they work. He actually found a way to actually
How did you
keep
defeat
the
it then?
crops warm even though in cold water. It's
Well,
quite
there were
interesting.
3 of us in the search party. We
Oh,
were looking for
interesting. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
a noble
I
had
mean, in our
lost
country, we don't
during a
have to deal with
travel an
these
amulet
amount of
that was apparently
winters
enchanted.
and
We were
cold, right?
going to find it.
Although winter is
Apparently this
there,
frost
but
troll
usually we can get
had found
by,
it and
having
taken it
enough
to its
crops
cave.
during the spring and summer,
But
so we have enough savings
how
for
we ended
the
up slaying
tough,
it
cold.
was through a very long
months.
and grueling process of
However, it could
firstly
be
aiming for its
efficient
arms,
to keep
primarily the
growing new
underarm
crops even
here,
in the cold
so
seasons.
he couldn't swing at us
So
anymore.
maybe we should have a
After
meeting
that, it
about
was
that at some point
a
in the
little bit
future.
easier.
If you want,
Although it was very
sure.
loud.
I'll
It
tell
took
you
at
what
least, I
I
want
know.
to say, 3 days for my hearing to
If
finally
you make a
recover in a way
profit off of it,
I can actually hear.
I'm just kidding.
Mm.
I don't really care.
Indeed. That does sound very
But
interesting.
no, anything to help people, really.
And dangerous.
Things
One of
do
the
being
things
that way.
that I'll at least spoil for it
I'd
is
much
my
rather a
dad
bear,
can grow
to be
crops
honest.
even in the winter when it's snowing out.
Bears versus trolls.
amazing.
Truly,
It's actually
no
quite
good
simple.
choices there.
He
No.
found a way
At least it wasn't
to
a giant.
make the water hot
I think
because
that would
he
be called a
found
retreat.
a hot spring at the bottom of the lake. So he ran some lines
Giants
up
are
there from the bottom.
very
keep the
dangerous
crops
when
warm during the
angered, but at
winter.
least they're not inherently
He has this thing
aggressive,
called-
the
he
same as
calls it
trolls are.
Irrigation?
Yes, as long as you don't encroach on their
It
territory,
can choose
they
which
tend
type
to leave
of
you
water
alone
goes in, either cold or warm. Believe it or not, with the hot
and
springs
leave their
water,
livestock alone.
your crops actually come in
Yeah.
much more thicker because they
Imagine
absorb
calling mammoths
the water even
livestock.
better.
Truly
So he kind of
something
mixes
to behold.
In their
between
eyes,
cold and
it
hot
is.
water, and it actually makes the food
Yeah, I
quite
suppose
bigger and more delectable.
they're much more
Like,
equal in size, but it's
his
still
cabbages
very
will come in
impressive
really
how they
great. His
manage
potatoes are
to
huge,
herd them.
and then he's made some really
definitely.
big pumpkins. It's crazy.
Imagine having a cow that's like twice as tall as
Pumpkins
you,
are
or
very
like
good
one
source
and a
of
half.
food. I like them a lot
Very
in
filling.
our place
That's-
as
You get
well.
like a whole herd of them.
Wonder hot spring water. We usually just boil
don't see
water
how they
over
manage
the
it, to be honest.
fireplace. Although it does
Yeah,
take a lot of
well.
effort to heat it up.
Yeah.
Using hot springs is interesting. I wonder if we have some
You
in
spend a
our
lot of
area.
time fighting against other
Maybe
people,
we'd have to search
like
for them.
bandits or any more
Yeah,
interesting
it
opponents.
helps being
Usually during travel,
part
when traveling
Oregonian.
to further out countries and cities,
I see.
there tends
That's
to be
interesting.
several
Thank you very
fights
much
along
for
the
the
way.
information.
Camping, you can get
No
ambushed
problem.
along the route that you
Hopefully
travel.
your
They tend to
people
encircle
can
you on one
prosper
payment.
from said information.
Yeah,
Others
I'm
just
sure
want to steal your
we
cart.
will find
But
good ways.
other than that,
So, anyways,
most of
how's
the
the
time,
dinner
at
party
least
been going
within,
for my lady?
I'd say, Rift and
Yeah, it's
Redwood,
been going pretty good. The
around the
food's been
area.
quite
It's
delectable.
not as much fighting
I can
bandits,
tell.
but traveling
I'm
any
really enjoying
further,
this.
to, like,
Mm.
Solitude,
Like
Yeah,
great
it
wine.
can get a bit rough
the
with the
wine's
fights.
really good. Helps me stay warm,
Yeah.
at least on the inside.
You ever killed some real monsters? You ever hunted, like, I don't know, like a werewolf or a vampire?
So are you like in direct working
I've
together with Vincent
met
and
a
Vincent?
vampire.
I forgot the
I have
name.
not
Lucinda?
slain
Oh.
one.
Lucinda.
Pardon me.
And
Lucinda.
a
Nice.
werewolf I have.
Lucinda I actually met on the main road. And she
There's
actually
many
wanted
who
to
would show
invite me
mercy
here.
to a vampire.
She
That
went
must
past
have
my
been an
farm
interesting
and she
encounter.
seemed
Tell
like
me
an
more.
interesting gal, so I decided to say hi.
It was.
Good to know. Very
They were
nice.
very frail. Almost
Yeah,
looked like
Lucinda is a
they
very,
hadn't have
very
fed
nice
in
girl.
quite a while.
Lovely.
It looks like they were sickly. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Excuse
They,
me for a
even when I
moment.
walked close
I
to
have
them, they
to
cowered
use
away
the
instead
restroom.
of trying to feed or anything, fight, nothing. They just
Hmm.
tried to cower away.
That's interesting. You know, from my reading, usually when
So,
vampires
in
are
the future,
hungry,
the
that is
restroom
when
is
they
where?
are at their most ferocious and they're most
Right behind
dangerous.
here, the door on
That's
your
from what I
right.
heard as well, which is why I was so
Oh, okay.
cautious.
Thank you. Thank you.
But it didn't show any of the
You're
signs of a
welcome, my
normal
prince.
vampire. So I reluctantly decided to get a small vial of blood and threw it at the vampire, and the vampire took it and ran off. I don't know if it lived, but
No offense, but that does not seem quite wise, isn't it? Eventually they would have to feed from the populace. Then who knows what might
eventually,
happen.
but it was several, I want to say, days out into a forest. I doubt they could have gotten that far, unless they fed on livestock.
Hmm. Can't vampires only drink mortal blood? I don't think they can eat animals.
I've heard stories that they can feed off of animals, but I've never seen it in practice.
Hmm.
It's more of a rumor than anything.
Hmm. Well, certainly a merciful knight we have here.
Only if they don't have the will to fight.
It's not fun if it's not a challenge, is that it?
I didn't say that, but I think I could agree with it. I don't kick with daughters
Wow.
down.
Well, suppose I can respect that.
Have you seen anything on your travels? I'm assuming you've traveled a little ways.
Oh, some, but you know how it is with the noble son, always behind like 5 layers of guards bristling with steel and silver.
I
Nothing so
definitely understand that.
interesting. Just one palace after the next, and you know, tents that are made as comfortable as they can be, but ultimately there is only so much you can do for a carriage.
Fortunately.
Really, yeah, well, can't help shitty roads, and well, let's just say traveling is not exactly my, or at least traveling like in a big group. I've gone out on some more, what's the point? What's the word for it? Personal adventures, just me, a trusted guard and horse. Of course, my sister dragged along for the ride, indeed.
Yeah. Quite a few
Well,
times.
honestly. I think the trade of not having a tent as big, as comfortable as it can be, is more than enough more than enough trade for the freedom and the wind in your hair that riding on your own horse allows.
So you're more of a free spirit then.
Wow. I suppose.
Not what I expected,
You
but
ever hear somebody
definitely enjoyable to know.
They ever hear somebody brag about like, oh, I'm like an imprisoned spirit, you know? I'm very non-free spirit. I think everybody wants
see.
to think of themselves as free spirit. Did Chomp went to the bathroom?
Must have. Oh,
Where did
yeah,
I heard the prince
think
go?
they I was in there.
Wow. See if you can find them and make sure they're not getting too friendly. How about that?
Oh,
If you wish.
I would certainly hope
I'm
Go
not.
for it.
No royal's place.
Well, you know, trust them nobles. They seem.
So Lucinda, I've heard plenty of your brother's escapades just now. How about yourself?
Escapades. Oh, um, you know, I don't really get up to too much. He would be a better storyteller, I'm sure. I mostly spend my time with my notes.
She can tell you all about various trading stuff going around in the
Yeah.
country. And I'm afraid
Well,
some
most of
interesting stuff.
that is most of that is confidential, so you can't have those trade routes getting.
I see.
You
So
know
you're
how it
more of a
is.
businesswoman
Yes, yes. I like to focus on the numbers and make sure everything gets to where it needs to.
then. I see. It's very respectable of you, and that makes the reason why this one seems a little more free, I suppose.
What's that supposed to mean?
He has more of a, not to be rude, but a aloof personality, I suppose. Commanding presence,
I'd
but
like to
aloof
think I'm more
personality.
personable.
And you are. Although, Lucinda, he's good at having conversation. You just seem more adept at it.
Because I had a conversation with you. How do you know she's good at it?
I mean, just by what she said there. You don't need much to know, at least in terms of conversation.
Yeah.
Knowing more about somebody
Okay.
else, in fact.
I see. Well, it's certainly first I've seen this type of judgment on the two of us. Usually I'm seen as the more social butterfly. I think somebody appreciates your style.
I think it's because I've been around them too much recently.
Miss Chomp, how nice to see you. You doing okay?
Yeah, I just had to use the restroom. What happened to guy I was talking to about farming? Where did he go?
Oh, the prince. Good question. Where
He
did
went
he
to the
go?
restroom as well.
Oh, good.
Ah,
Must have just missed him.
I
Yep.
guess so. Well, we do have separate bathrooms, so.
We do.
yeah.
I'm just joking.
You had me really worried there for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
Miss Chomp? What's it? Is that your
Yeah.
name? Is that a nickname? Full name?
I have an actual name, but even my parents call me Chomp. It's just a nickname that actually just sticks.
Well, regardless, could you humor me a bit more? You said you knew me, and normally
Yeah,
better with
right.
faces, but
It's okay. You probably remember me all covered in dirt from working with my dad. I met you on the main road going towards the city. We crossed paths. You were leaving and I was going. And
so
I gave you a compliment about your appearance. You said you looked really pretty. We got to talking.
good. Okay, sorry. This happens a lot. My memory's a bit finicky.
With probably how many people you meet, I'm probably the last thing on your mind.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's totally fine. I'm okay.
Well, why
Well, you
did we
did go
stop
and
this?
tell me to invite her, so I'm sure she can't complain too much.
We started talking. I think it was restoration magic. How I'm actually interested in it and everything, and I think you mentioned something about Vincent knowing someplace I could go to actually start working on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, it's coming back to me now. Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you wanna stay after the party a bit, we could have a discussion about that.
I would
Yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate it from both of you.
Of course. It's not much a topic for dinner parties, but afterwards, I'm sure we'll.
Yeah,
It's important to word for it. Nurture the. Sorry, no words coming to me. The talents of the people
Of course, yeah.
that we have.
I gotcha. Makes sense.
God knows we could stand to have a better court mage, so no.
I don't think maybe I could take their spot. Maybe at some point, if you guys would have me, but I can't say I would be great at destruction magic, but anything else, I'm pretty sure I can work something into that.
Need not be so humble. It will only be a discussion. We will see.
I gotcha. Yeah, well, I appreciate it either way. Glad to see my dad's wrong about something for once.
Does he not want you to be learning magic?
No, he's all about it. He just told me I'd have a rougher time trying to make it. Hearing your guys' kindness is a good change of heart from what I've been taught.
Well, sometimes all you need is one lucky break. And your whole fate can change.
Seems nice.
And maybe it was fate that we met then.
Mysterious how the gods can work in their mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Or maybe just coincidence of timing.
I like to think there's something going on up there that brings people together.
Same. Again, thank you for the invitation to come up here. It's been quite
Oh.
pleasurable.
Yeah, of course. You know, the meeting people that are more among the commoners is it's very different, but
I bet.
good change of pace and good to meet your constituents and all that.
You're a lot different from other people that I've heard over the years. So it's good to hear. Not saying all rulers are bad, I'm just saying some just fit the description of a careless ruler.
Mm. No, that couldn't be us.
From what I've seen, yeah, could never be you guys.
Oh, no. I know our parents try, and I would like to think that we both learn from them to care about our people.
Glad your parents could be an example for that, like for you guys.
Mm.
So I have to actually ask. I made the joke earlier about my dad saying, you know, be careful. Go when you're going up to the city, you might get swooped away by a dragon. So the dragon skull above your dad's throne, I would say. Is that real?
Indeed.
So they did really exist.
Yeah, in the old days. They say they ruled over the people of Skyrim. Can you believe that?
It's crazy.
Just imagine like going up to the palace of your ruler, and then it's a frigging dragon that just looks down on you and is like, more cows. I think that's how it was.
Oh.
That is such a interesting way of life.
Mm. They say they didn't just kill it, but they captured it as well. Kept it in this very palace. That's why it's called
Very.
Dragonsreach.
Oh. Interesting. I never thought us mortals would be able to capture said dragon in any shape or form.
Well, with enough ingenuity, I think everything is possible. You don't have to be playthings for gods and Daedra for all of our existence. One day, maybe one day, we shall reach the gates of Sovngarde itself and see what is beyond it with our own eyes. Without dying first, of course.
Yeah.
Really quite sad when you think about it. How something so grand could have just disappeared from history.
Yeah.
Hmm. I've heard around some rumors that there's
It's
apparently a
not
group
kept
of
good
people.
records. Then. Oh, you go.
I've heard word around that there's a group of people that think the dragons are going to return.
Oh.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
I would definitely tell Dad to stop farming then.
I mean, to be fair, if there were dragons that came back, would farm really be any less dangerous than the city? After all, the walls wouldn't exactly be able to protect us from a dragon, and such tight pack of prey would, I think, be more appealing than one farm far outside the walls.
That's fair in that sense. Depends on how hungry the dragon is. If he's looking for a flyby snack, I feel as though I'm an easier target.
Well, to be fair, no offense, but I don't know if he'd be that much of a snack. I think they
None
might go for the
taken.
livestock first.
Either way, my dad's always in the fields. I don't want him to follow the same thing he would tell me all the time. Don't get swooped away by a dragon.
Gotta keep an eye on the sky.
Hopefully I never have to.
They
I don't
went
think you
extinct
will.
once, right? They'll just go extinct again.
I
Hopefully.
mean, the real question is, like, how would they even go unextinct? I feel like that would be a
That's
very
true.
difficult thing to pull off.
Yeah.
It's a bunch
So
of
it's all
think
just
we're
crazy old
fine.
hearsay at
men.
the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel as though it's the same hearsay.
Yeah. Honestly. I think people just like to be afraid, like to make other people afraid. And some people like to be afraid too, but
Hmm.
I think it is really quite not nice for people to be spreading that kind of rumor.
I know my dad just means it as a joke, but I don't know if he's ever
Oh,
really been
no,
serious about that.
I meant the cultists.
Oh, the cultists. I don't care what they say. The way they look, and what they speak, who can really ever take them seriously? Especially the Forsworn. They're ugly.
I don't think Forsworn have something to do with dragons that much. They're
Well,
kinda
I'm
got
saying
their
more
own
of a
thing
cult
going.
type thing.
To be fair, they do have some legitimate magic.
Don't get me
I've
wrong.
heard that they are able to cut somebody's heart out and replace it with a thistle, and that person is still able to keep going with their magic.
Interesting. Huh. I wonder if that falls underneath restoration magic.
It's probably necromancy, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Huh.
Maybe
I'll
a
have to
mix
see.
of both.
Hmm.
They do run hand in hand.
Well, once
I
you're
think
in charge,
necromancy
you
is
can
more of a
probably crack
conjuration
down
thingy,
on it.
no?
Mm,
Well, once you're in charge, you can probably crack down on it, right?
Oh, well, the Forsworn are a bit on the other hold, which, they only occasionally stumble through here. I don't think they're our problem. The Reach can take care of them on their own.
That's fair. That is their jurisdiction anyway.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe the next Jarl of Reach will be a Forsworn. That would be a interesting shakeup.
It'd be something, that's for sure.
I have to ask, did one of our guests die and we just kind of left their body
Is
there?
the prince in the toilet still? Is he having issues?
No, not
Can you
the
go
prince.
check
So
on him?
he is not the prince, so he is a concern. I was more referring to our other guest
Oh,
has not moved, or nor I think blinked since I. Oh, they're
she's blinked.
drifting a bit.
He moves. He's just
Go
quiet.
right here.
Give her a break.
Time.
I mean, you can join the conversation if you want to, of course. Just...
Sure, but I don't have much to add.
Well, I wouldn't want you to feel excluded for any reason.
Oh, that close to the fire.
You're a fire mage as well? Unafraid of your own element?
I'm not a fire mage, no. But I can handle the heat.
He's quite hypnotic. Sometimes during our more, what's the word for it? More political meetings, I like to just kind of sit and I just stare at the fire. While people...
When calls on you and you don't know what they were talking about.
I can usually remember. It's like, you know, I have like a buffer in the brain. I remember like the last 5 things they say, and then the rest just like goes. So when they call upon me, I'm just like, oh, rewind, and then I can. Listen, you know, one of us can still be the crowd favorite without paying attention.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know, I'm just saying, one of us knows the numbers, and the other is liked by the people.
Ouch. True, though.
I'm sure some people like you. The
I
ones
do.
that care about business. See, Chomp likes you. Maybe you should spend more time with the peasants. Maybe they'll forgive your stilted manner of speech.
Still? Wait. Okay. It's not that stilted, is it? No.
I mean, once you get going, it's not. But
Huh.
you could stand to actively engage a bit more instead of just waiting to be called upon. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, well, how do you actively engage then?
I don't know, just jump into the conversation. I don't know how I'm doing, how I do it, okay? It's just natural. I'm just naturally good at conversation. So I'm afraid I cannot teach you.
Oh, I don't. It's not something I'm worried about.
Well, you don't have to be worried about it. You got me.
That's true.
Very well. Either way. Did the prince die on the toilet, by the way? Have you checked on him?
I will check right now.
He did come from far away.
Yeah, maybe one of our food didn't agree with him. That would be quite unfortunate.
Oh.
If the
Did he eat again?
the
Oh.
roast beef.
It was
Anyway,
quite delightful,
if the
actually.
prince of the haven just does not turn up anywhere, you guys know to keep your mouth shut.
Who was here?
No one.
No.
He is currently resting in the court mage's quarters.
The other quarters are not being used as a toilet, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, he isn't dead. That's good.
That's good. That would be quite the diplomatic incident.
That would be a declaration of war.
I mean, listen, we can't. I don't think it would be that bad. Like, Haven is quite far away. They would understand. But it would not be great. I'll just say
We
that.
would not get good trades for a few years.
Yeah. It would be very interesting. That's for sure.
Hey, so you've been in quite a few fights before. I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Have you ever gotten attacked on the road before? Maybe by a certain group? They wear red and black.
Ooh.
Red
Three
and
here are
black.
wearing red and black.
Like Lilith?
Four of us here.
No.
All of us are wearing
Three
red
of
and
us.
black.
I mean, he's
Let
more
me
gray and black.
Let me be more
yeah.
descriptive. Have you ever been attacked by the Dark Brotherhood?
We know.
My dad used to do jokes about that, except he would put his hand there. He used to put it underneath my pillow to scare me.
Your dad sounds like a frigging riot, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if I ever snuck his snacks, he would. Well, he did it when I was younger. He did it
Just
more of a
casually
joke.
threatening your daughter with assassination, it's fine.
And more like he's telling me he knows that I stole a snack. I always thought it was funny, and then I'd be like, yeah, I did. He's like, yeah, I know. But yeah,
Personally-
have you?
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about it, but there was an incident, yes.
Ah, glad to see you won.
One is a loose term, but sure.
Escaped. Survived.
Survive is more like it.
Persevered.
It was not easy.
You think it is true what they say about them? That they get the that they get their orders straight from the Night Mother?
I don't know what is true and what's not. I just know that next time if I see one of them, it won't happen like it did last time.
You'll be ready
Hopefully
this
not.
time?
Yes.
Well, good luck to you. To killing assassins, I guess.
Thank you.
I personally think they're just a jumped up bunch of thugs with good PR.
Just depends on how much of a threat you are.
Well, how many, like, actually important people have you heard that got assassinated by Dark Brotherhood, right? So much. It's all just, like, random fishermen that somebody had beef with. I think half of the Dark Brotherhood murders are just somebody, like, stabbing their rival in the back and then being all like, oh, Dark Brotherhood! It was totally them and not me.
Hmm.
Anyway, I think in half an hour or so, I would say it would be quite enough. Just as a
Yeah.
heads up. We
I'd
don't want to
say
spend. And we don't want to spend too much of the night partying. Parents wouldn't be
I
that
have some
pleased,
stuff
I
to get
assume.
back to.
Oh,
No,
come
they would not be.
on. Surely you can leave the numbers for one night, right?
Well, I'm leaving them right now.
Live a little. For like what? Like an hour? Give me a break. Live a little. Come
For an
on. We
hour.
can go.
That's
We can
plenty
go
of
riding.
time.
You
wanna
need
go?
better assistants. If you can't trust them to do their job properly, so you have to constantly be double checking them, you need to get better assistants.
Okay, well maybe I just like doing it, you know? I just
You need better hobbies, is what you need.
have good hobbies.
Name one.
Um, well, you know, we do horseback riding sometimes, right?
I do horseback riding and I drag you along. I don't think that counts. Do you ever do it without me?
Really fun to do something alone by yourself.
To be fair, I don't do it without you either, so I don't know how much
I was
counts.
going to, yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
ask
Still, you never ask to do it on your own. You know, it's always me saying, let's go horseback riding when I'm too bored hanging out in your office to stand it for another second. You know, you could take some initiative on fun stuff.
Okay, how am I supposed to just like decide randomly while I'm working? Oh, I'm gonna do fun stuff now.
Well,
How does
you know, like a normal person would get bored and be like, I want to do fun stuff.
I'm plenty normal.
you could always make a schedule.
Oh, man, that's what we need. More
I
paperwork.
do have a schedule.
She does have a
I have a
schedule.
pretty laid out schedule.
I don't want to talk about the schedule. Oh, the schedule,
Sorry.
my detested. Is
What
it
do you like
fun
about it?
if, like,
I
every
clearly
single moment is scheduled? Like, but it's just another obligation, you know? You gotta live a little, be... what's the word for it? Impulsive. You know?
Spontaneous.
I mean, I scheduled
Spontaneous! Thank
partially
you,
my day,
Tom.
so
well, being spontaneous sucks. I think.
What do you mean?
you just like order
I'd
in your
like
life.
to know what's next on my the thing. I'd like to know, oh, in 20 minutes I'm doing this. In an hour I'm over here. I don't not knowing what's happening is not fun.
But that's what the adventure is, you know?
I
Yeah,
mean,
just unexpected stuff and like just deciding that okay, it's enough. You know, like what if you start doing something and then you don't want to be doing it anymore, but you still like in the schedule you still have it for another hour, you know? You should be able to just
then I
decide,
keep
okay,
doing
fuck
it.
this. No! What's the point of doing something you don't want to be doing?
Well, consistency?
What's the point of that? Anyway, to
It's
well, let us not drag
beneficial.
the family.
You're right. Not in front of them.
Lilith, you've been silent for so long. We don't even know what you do for a living.
Mainly it's all logistics for lumber company. A lot of
What?
doing bookwork.
Ooh.
She said the L world watcher.
Not as must be as my brothers. So I just do a brainy work instead. I enjoy it. Bit boring, but I'd rather that than chopping down trees.
See, even she thinks logistics are boring.
It's not meant to be entertaining.
Then why do you want to do it if it's not entertaining? Okay, no, we're not doing this. We're not getting into it. Maybe I was drank too much. Ugh. Bring me some water, why won't you?
We normally have more on staff, don't we?
I didn't want to, like, get more of them, because then, you know, like, they need to be scheduled. Everything needs to be fucking scheduled, and there's the party tomorrow, then we need a lot of staff. And, you know, it's like a couple of people. How many maids do you need for 10 people? And it's... Be careful! I mean, that's why the parents didn't put her on the tomorrow party thing roster.
Maybe a new hire? She seems quite young.
Oh. I'm sure she'll learn. Anyway. It does seem the conversation's waning a bit. Perhaps our guests are tired. Maybe time to close it off. What would you say?
I'm pretty full
Enough
from
partying
the
for
roast
today?
beef.
Could use the extra training time, so I wouldn't mind.
Certainly. Well, Chomp, feel free to load yourself up and we'll talk after I escort the rest of the guests.
Alright.
Give me a second.
Hope to see you around the city one day.
I'll be by one of the inns. I'll be here for about another week, so you have time.
Alright.
See you around then.
See you around.
Well, come. Let us go. Lilith? You can also take the night off. True.
Thank you, Master.
Once again, Miss Whitson, I thank you for the invitation. It was a wonderful night. I thank you for it.
Of course. I hope to see more of your accomplishments out in the wild. I hope you find who you're looking for.
As do I. And if you ever need any assistance of mine, all you gotta do is call my name.
I will call upon you, Sir Jade.
Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful
Good
night.
night. You too. Good. This should be quite a nice place. Now,
Yeah.
Miss Trump,
Yeah?
you're not gonna be afraid of anything now, okay?
Okay.
You're not gonna be afraid. You're being hypnotized. Give me your hand. Lucinda, would you like?
Yeah.
You brought her to us.
I did.
Said she smelled quite
I thought-
nice.
Quite the specimen.
Your other hand,
isn't she?
please. Turn. Turn it. Yep. Wrist up. Well, no, don't scream.
Oh,
Perfect.
I told you.
Don't worry, you'll be quite taken care of. You won't have to worry about your father anymore. And that's a wrap!
Did not see that coming.
That was so fucked.
You son of
As
a
soon as we
bitch.
went upstairs, I knew it was going to happen.
Oh,
my
man.
God. Listen, if we can't
Oh,
do
you're
this
all
stuff not in
invisible.
non-canons, we can do them anyway.
Ugh.
Oh, man, dude.
Didn't know you guys were into
what?
such
What
cold
happened?
blood.
We
both
drank from
vampires.
her. Yeah, we're both vampires and we drank from her.
All I'm gonna say is,
I'm so
man.
sad that nobody asked me any question. Like I couldn't interact at
Yeah.
all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you imagine all of you guys just ignoring the help? Just like the nobles. Just like us. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Rabbit. You really were just kind of full on mage the whole time.
Yeah, I really wanted to have a good